What lessons have you learned this year in the process of starting a new school district that you think perhaps would apply to other people? And
Well, I think I've learned a number of things. One is that it is just critical to communicate and communicate and communicate. You can't over communicate. And I think that goes with, or that can be said with respect to parents, employees, the media, and thankfully there are tools available now that make that easier. We have really tried to um, get ahead of the curve with the use of social media in our district. I have started to use Twitter. I've started to use Facebook. I've started to do some other things with my other staff to expand my range and my reach, if you will. And I think that's been really helpful. So I guess just as a general matter, you can't communicate too much, but I think as a more specific matter, I've learned that you have to be willing to learn and use a variety of different methods and tools to communicate with people. I think another lesson I've learned is that you have to have high expectations of yourself and your staff, but you also have to keep a good sense of humor. These jobs are difficult. You're responding to a lot of different interests, a lot of different demands, many of which are competing and at odds with one another. And you just have to keep focused on doing what you think is right. Focus on using good data, and keep a healthy sense of humor. That's certainly helped me a lot over the course of the past year because we've had to wade through a lot of political conflict and legal conflict and just the logistical challenges of getting this all running. And you have to be able to laugh at yourself pretty regularly.
tell us a little bit about what some of those logistical challenges were for you in getting everything up and running in a
Right.
short
Well,
time frame.
we had basically 1 year of transition between the time the referendum vote was taken to create this new district and the time we actually began operations in July of 2009. We had basically 1 year of transition, and so there were, I would say, three big critical logistical challenges that we had. One was staffing. When I was appointed as a superintendent in August of 2008, I was the district in essence. I had no staff. I had no help. I would say the last big logistical challenge we had was just putting together the key components of service um, that everything is dependent on, primarily transportation and information technology. We just had a very short time window to get our IT services put together and to get the bus routes all put together and running smoothly. And there were some bumps in the road the first few weeks. We just tried to keep the lines of communication open. I've always felt that the purpose of public schools is not only to serve the public, it's to create the public. And what I mean by that is I think we have a critical role to play as school leaders, as teachers, to educate not only students, but their parents and other people who pay taxes to support the schools, that these schools we all pay for are worth it. That this is a public endeavor, public broadly speaking. They're not only public because we all pay for them, they're public because I hope we all have a shared commitment to their success. I'm hoping with that kind of a focus, we can bring even the naysayers around over time to say that, this is a school system that not only cares deeply about its children, which obviously are the most important priority, but it's a school system that really cares about the entire community.